for him. Chama as well on this Bane jungle pick that really, has kind of struggled. Oh, and right now, there's the level 4. The Shadow Kill going to come through. D7 in trouble. One hit away. Can't get away from it. ZXara able to grab a kill. Now going to be dealing with a couple. Fury flickers in offensively. Still trying to get a couple shots off. Who's going to be able to get the kill? He goes down.
Safe.
ZXara escapes.
Well,
wow.
Meanwhile, Bebek's on a pursuit. Trying to take down Seacat. Will still make it? Yes, it will. One more hit, and there you go. Falling down the hands of Bebex. 3-0 straight away for Mongolia.
Whew, that's looking rough for Cambodia already. Meanwhile, all this happening before the next turtle. Forbid has to flicker out too. ATM. There's just so much action happening here. Bebek's going to be in trouble now. 2 versus 1. Can't escape it. Will fall. So now Cambodia on the board here, leading into that turtle, as it is fighting for positioning here to work around with ATM and Aizen. Once again, this is going to be a flashy matchup for them in the XP lane. Both teams getting situated. Orange buffs being secured as well alongside the purple as they get in position.
Positioning wise, they have more vision if you're Mongolia. You have the Navari on your side. A lot of plays right now on where Cambodia players are could actually be revealed with the usage of that Astral Recall and also the Astral Echo. So with this, the advantage of the early game, they kind of respect it in a way. But ADM is right on in the middle of 4.
Yeah, ATM going to go in. Whew. Okay. Well, we were about to witness how exactly that would go. ATM was trying to buy some time there, of course. This is the first neutral objective that they have to go through. So, hopefully we get things smoothed out, settled out here, because we, of course, we don't want to have to, go through this. But, as far as this early game, if hopefully we just have this one quick break and then they're able to resume there, because ATM was caught in like an area where he most likely would not be able to live that. He did get the Cult Altar out, though, if I remember.
He popped it out, yeah.
Yeah, he did get that out. So this could allow them to be in a position, once again, where they might be able to win that fight. They might be able to grab that first objective, because a start already at 3, 3 kills down for Mongolia, that's already a great start for them.
Yeah, speaking of start also, you have the Elegant Gem present for Forbid, and most of the time he lands that Astral Echo in such a perfect angle that reveals so much of the places on where the members of Cambodia is. But by just looking at that moment of engagement, well, a lot of things has been used. Resources, ultimates.
Yeah.
Well, that's how we get to the part that if the action returns, going back.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure, the players themselves, they want to be able to just go through this, without the basically these moments, right? Because it's hard when you're going into a team fight and you have, especially around early objectives, like this could eventually be a Lord, and that's kind of what we saw earlier, right? So you're in this position where once you come back, you got to be right on your toes, and in this case, ATM is looking to pretty much replicate, like what I mentioned in the previous games, where he got his hands on the R-Lot. He's pretty flashy on it. He's going to be landing those final slashes on point. And this is, like I said, this is what he was doing with this first turtle, trying to get those resources or those ultimates out, because really that's kind of what you have to do, especially going against this Faramis. And, in terms of like itemization and everything right now, it's still relatively early. So as far as things kind of falling into place, it's mostly, you have 2 early kills on Bebex. Like that's probably one of the biggest components here is the 2 early kills. He's going to be able to scale up really well on that. Like we saw, even the aggression early on where we saw that kind of split with ZXara pushing in for D7. So this would all set things up relatively well, I would say, for both teams if whoever can grab this turtle.
Yeah, a lot of folks, though. We can tell so much about what could happen in that moment that we stopped from seeing that Lord or the turtle take. So a lot of things can be observed, but as we go on with the progress of the game, that's where we kind of like gonna enjoy how will they progress through second time around. Because with the laning and how composition is concerned, a lot of things can happen mid-game to late game. So we'll just leave it up on when will the moment return. So going back to our discussion on how beautiful this country is.
Yeah.
Now, what is
Again, we can't really break down, you know,
yeah.
the,
well, a lot
the
of
2
things.
minutes.
We could break down a lot of stuff, guys. But that is just completely observation and possibilities. But going back on our experience, since this is the last day and the grand finals is coming up slowly and shortly. So
wait, let me ask you this.
Oh, go ahead. You
because,
got me
you know, we got to see the players answer this question.
Okay.
Right, and I know I asked you something similar earlier, but exactly what is esports to you? Since we're here at IESF. And we're really focused on esports and growing, and even what you heard, the experience for the players. What's esports to you?
For me, esports is one of the things that we left undiscovered 4 years back. It was a growing opportunity for players, such as the dreams of that you're seeing right on our screens right now. The dreams of from having a childhood playing your favorite game right on to having a future with it. I think esports is just an amazing avenue on how would your way of like getting your future out by just playing games.
Yeah.
Esports is a broad in a way, but it's an avenue or an industry where people can actually have a future with.
Okay, but what did esports do for your life?
Oh.
Yeah, there's a deep one.
Really? In casting?
Yeah, so casting.
In casting, it got me to Riyadh with you here.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. And it's one thing that we have or being grateful for. It actually is an honor to even be here to just do this again. The opportunity to cast for these amazing pro players, actually having a dream to even represent themselves in Romania. So having with the esports, tapping everybody professionally with the players globally, a lot of opportunities are actually showing up, not just in Saudi Arabia. It's happening all around the globe, and there's a lot of tournaments happening even just by now in different game titles.
Yeah. And that's what we're celebrating here. Later on we have more games that will be battling it out basically for their finals, and then moving forward. As we wrap up today, Dave number 4 here for MLBB. More games will be played once we get settled up here, and then we again have Romania to look forward to. And I think that's. I honestly don't remember how many countries. I know it's 20, probably 20 plus that will be participating in the World Championships. At least, even for MLBB, I think it's somewhere along the lines of, like here it was 8, right, just for the Asian Championships. Mm-hmm. And we know that, other parts of the regions have already secured, like they've qualified their spots. And I think I want to say it's like 16 teams.
16.
I think it's something like that. It's somewhere along those lines. So imagine like what we've seen here in with 8 teams. And multiply that by 2. Quick math.
Wow. Thank you, teacher. Thank you, teacher.
No, but seriously, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why it would be so much. I look forward to it. When we finally get to that stage in Romania for the World Championships, because I feel like we've already kind of had this treat of watching these other countries get to play and how they kind of settled in, and even talking about stuff like what is esports to them around the world, because you don't really get to know all about that. You know what I mean? Like hearing these players and them speak about what exactly or how did esports change their lives, and we obviously know what we went through.
Yeah.
But, nowadays, especially with the younger population, having the opportunity basically to go into esports is big.
Yeah. It's a great time to be alive, especially now that we are going back in the game.
It's a great time to be alive as we jump back in to game number 3 here. Real world manipulation going to be set up defensively. All right, let's catch up. Wow. We saw that earlier too, by the way. C-Cat didn't survive last time, so he's hopefully learned his lesson. Wants to get out of here, get back to base. It's 5-1, 4.5 minutes in.
Okay, now 5 points or 5 kills. Now majority falls in the hands of Aizen and Bebex. With a great start with this Leslie, a lot of things keep on happening all over and over again. Back under the focus on ATM and Aizen. Ahead by 1 level, but this is just a showdown that keeps on happening. You cut lanes, EXP's job. Now going back in this D7.
Going to be in trouble here. Can't escape that. ZX Aura picking up a kill. And relatively, I got to say, this was something that we saw before, right? D7 struggling a little bit, especially in the early game on this Natalia, being spot out and then followed up on. And that's why he tries to shine later on. Fury, though, defensively should be fine. But look at the pressure being put on here from ZX Aura.
Yeah, forced out the flicker onto Fury. That's the recall. Connecting once again from from Forbid. Now with the setup here, a lot of space is being created by just the pressure of Ethan is doing. Look at that. A lot of snipers just falling in line and into place. Aizen
going to jump in. He already flickered in too. Got the stun. Still going to be going for D7. Backs off though. Knows that he can't commit to the kill. So Turtle for the taking should be secured. It is by ZX. ATM with the final slash towards Ethan. Going to be in a bad position himself, but will still survive. ATM quite low as well, and they back off.
Aizen with a good pressure and a good zone out right on to Cambodia. And also the flicker out by just how they managed to put Fury out few seconds before they wanted to take that objective was just a massive move to push them back few meters ahead. Oh, this is just one way of like dealing how they wanted to start this early game strong.
That's going to be frustrating, you know, if you're the Natalia player and you're playing into a Novaria, the fact that you're trying to get into position and you just get spotted out, right, with the way that she works here. So definitely going to be a struggle for D7 like we saw previously. He's going to have to work around that. CCAT too, having a little bit of rougher time this time. He does just pick up one of his first items. ZXora though, again going to be able to spot out D7. He's going to get dragged by the Stampede. Under the turret he goes. ZXora picking up another kill. Chama and Fury left to defend alongside CCAT here. And also the rest of the crew making their way. Stampede going to come through again. CCAT quite low, has to be careful to get the Cult Altar out. ATM will miss the final slash. He's going to flicker in. Gets the stun though. Finds Ethan. So at least finds something out of that whole skirmish.
They might... Oh, that was a close one. It was almost... That was close by just missing a few hits. ATM though.
Yeah. He might be able to escape this one, might not. As the turret goes down here, ATM still, D7 going to take a shot. Wants to just buy as much time as he can, but he's going to get willed down. Another shadow kill comes through, and ATM will survive that. Still Mongolia looking for plays. Wow,
Forbid with the Astral recalls, man.
Oh, no.
On point. Bebek secures the kill, ATM falls down.
There's just way too much to dodge here. Aizen once again, Fury going to be in trouble. ZXora goes in. It's an onslaught in the mid lane. And Chama just waddling away here. Has to heal up. There's too much to dodge.
Too much to dodge. Yes, that is the right sentence to even show how Cambodia needs to address that defense. Yes, Mongolia is getting a lot of kills, but one thing that we're seeing here, there's some few turrets has been destroyed against Cambodia. So they might be eyeing for a push here, entering mid-game. So what they might want to do is having or gaining control of that waves as they approach with the base of Cambodia.
Okay, so as we find ourselves, it's now 4K ahead for Mongolia. They clearly have quite the momentum in this match, game number 3. And they're going to have to continue to maintain it, push the pedal to the metal here, because Cambodia really trying to just bunch up, you know, and try to find something for their favor. But even now, you can see some of the damage is coming through from Fury, but still, can they actually fight? ATM going to final slash. Aizen just takes it completely fine. ZXora under the turret goes with the shadow kill. They're pressing the situation. They're in trouble. Fury will fall. CCAT to follow. It's 3 down for Cambodia. Mongolia they mean business here.
See Sara starting the right moment to press that Uji shadow kill right in the tightest placement that Cambodia has in that turret. And they still not stopping on a concealed play. D7 might be poked here or might be pulled in, but that's just one way of like seizing the moment for Hayabusa right in to the defense of Cambodia.
Yeah, this feels like D7 just got completely disabled here. I mean, he does not have any room to maneuver around. He's not able to scout around the way you would want to on a Natalia, and it's apparent, right, that he's struggling because of into the Novaria as well. That just it covers so much landscape. I mean, look at that, right? Just a couple shots here and there, and you're whittled down to the half health mark. So Chama will be able to get his purple buff, but again, the disparity here. D7 now going to be in trouble once again with the shadow kill. The ZXora is massive, 6-0-5.
Well, look at that, level 13. Now with this no deaths running wild across the landscape of Cambodia, pushing everybody into a tight corner for even wave clears. Now Mongolia has more opportunities to take this Eve Lord to just completely push all the way through Cambodia's base.
Lord secured. And just like that, we see Mongolia prepping in. I mean, we have seen games before end on the first Lord, right? Especially around this time. When you have this kind of lead, we're talking about almost 8K gold ahead. You've got quite the massive power advantage over Cambodia here, and you're looking to push into the base at this point. Even though it's only the first Lord here, D7, if he gets spotted out, he's going to have a bad time, right? I mean, there's really nothing that he can do at this point. So that's why he's such in enemy territory. He's just trying to provide some vision, try to get an eye on things. But really, it's up to Cambodia to kind of defend into their base here. They do have great clear alongside the Deadliest Catch, alongside the real-world manipulation and the final slash, but it could just fall apart because of how far behind they are. D7 still kind of scouting around, it looks like. Might be looking for that same entry point from the backside. Final slash going to come through. They find the right target. CXR will fall. Lord going to be taken care of too. D7 might still get the call to go. The real world manipulation going to come down. They get the cult Doltor to follow. Ethan going to be in trouble. Do they have the follow-up come through? Eisen going to jump in a massive play. Double kill with that Bravest Fighter Flicker combo. And that is tough to deal with if you're Cambodia. D7 going to find his target. Can he get the kill? Gets the Flicker. Will find Forbid. Now on the run here, Chama trying to help him out with the Deadliest Catch. Not going to be enough, though, as he falls under the turret. Man, what an exchange.
This is the defense that needs to be checked from the side of Cambodia. So we're looking back on the items being present. We have the Molten Essence, we have the Brute Force Plate, you have the Dominus Ice. This is the problem now from a snowball lineup that Mongolia created from minute 1 that is now being a headache right into 13, almost 13 minutes into this game. No resources available and being swept out most of the time that Cambodia is doing. With 3 turrets left to defend, they might need to have to sacrifice one in those kinds of team fights that Mongolia keeps on doing. And man, if they can't afford to lose one in having that isolation play, I said this is the mindset they're going through. How will they make a play from this with all of the damage Mongolia has?
That's a huge question, right? It's a huge kind of obstacle ahead of them that they have to deal with because, you know, time and time again, it's multiple members from Mongolia that are making these plays. And realistically, you're just trying to buy time. That's always where we are at this point of the game. 13, to 15-minute mark, you're down thousands of gold at this point. 8K here once again. Leading into this next Lord, you're just looking for anything that you can grab, and that's why you see the focus here on these turrets, getting space around the map to work with. They got the information that they needed, which is the green light signal for Mongolia to go ahead and start the Lord here. Meanwhile, Eisen trying to help them out, keep them at bay from getting more turrets. Still, no Lord going to be committed. They might just look for a sandwich play here. They know, actually, they had the idea. They called it off. Let's go do the Lord instead.
They need to be careful with moments like this. Yes, they have the presence of having a good wave clear with the presence of with Fury, the Beatrix, and as well as D7. So if they keep on going down deep like that, they also need to be careful. But now they need to strike through.
They're so late. They were trying to get Forbid, but he's fine now. Shadow Kill going to be committed. ZX Aura is out of there. They did secure the Lord. He goes back. He's going to get caught. He will go down by D7. And now Ethan and Bebex here together. But it's a retreat from Cambodia. They do have to still deal with this Lord push.
Okay, now they have a way to defend this. They still have all the tools right now. Going back on the items that we're trying to check out. Yes, defense is here. We have the Fall Spread, we have the Hunter Strike, also the BOD, all the penetration that the Beatrix needs, and as well as the Natalia. Blade of Heptus is well present, but Shima here still holding on to this purple, though. Will still be worth it.
Yeah, Shama's quite tanky, right? He's got that brute force. He's got the Athena shield.
Look at the positioning of D7, though.
Yeah, D7 doing what he does best.
He's trying to wrap around.
They're going to have to deal with this Lord here as they do. Forbid going to get taken out just like that, though. CCAT, nice setup with the RWM. Now Chama going. D7 going to get spotted out.
He's
looking for Bebex, but can't find him. Has to retreat. ZX Aura now making his way through the fight. Gonna insert in, looking for D7 as he finds him, goes back in with Shadow Kill and out. And now Eisen and the rest backing off here. Still the trade between both. But still Ice set on the mid lane looking for these inhibitor turrets.
Okay, that was the vision, trying to take by D7 for his team. But the problem from that moment, Zizor was coming right off the base.
Yeah.
And he has 4 core items just even waiting to be used most of the time. That's why the OG Shadow Kill works so perfectly well. In this kind of light, they're just so soft, even to just even deflect. So with that kind of threat present, either they go in as a team or just have a way of a defense quadrant that Seacat can do, because the RWM, most of the points were like state or press in a defensive way.
Yeah,
just even bounce back.
It's great defense. Like, it's a great defense. That's why Eve is so picked so many times, right? She's prioritized because it's great utility. It's great just kind of setting up in objectives and even defensively. You know, it's amazing what you can do even down behind as behind as they were earlier. Right now, they're slowly kind of inching back into this game the best they can here, but still, technically Mongolia can kind of controls a lot of the territory. So it's up to Cambodia to try to find these wins where they are or where they can, and that's kind of what they've been doing, right? We're also getting to a point now where D7, despite having a rather rough early game, he's doing relatively better now, right? And a lot of this is just kind of the patience game for him. Where is he going to set up from? And also, it's up to Mongolia to try to find him, right? Because if they take D7 out, that's a huge worry that they have to not worry about anymore.
Yeah, if D7 is the concern, look at that. Being pierced by the damage.
He's
oh,
gone.
no, he's too deep.
Gone. As we said, all into this next Lord.
We were just talking about it because right now, Aizen or Cesara has the immortality present that they can just dive over and over again. Look at that. He could even zone out. They don't want Cambodia near the premises.
It's better they defend.
Yeah, and there's a push right down bottom. 2 problems being presented right for Cambodia.
Yeah, Lord secured here. Another one for Mongolia. Now they're going to go ahead and prep up. Get ready for this push. This will definitely turn into turrets going down to the base of Cambodia, right? They are trying their best to hold on here. But like I said, if D7 goes down, you're already at a numbers advantage. You still have great clear, right? Deadliest catch, RWM. You got a final slash. You could force a situation, but relatively, you need to be able to defend this as much as you can. If you could get to the point where none of these turrets go down and somehow you find a pickoff before it and clear this Lord out, then great. But as we get closer to this 18-minute mark, it's going to get increasingly more difficult. So you can see that even Ethan trying to spot some things out here, but it's ultimately going to come down to this defense in the top side.
Okay. And we're going back once again for a pause. And by just looking at the siege, 18-7, Mongolia is ready to march through the base of Cambodia.
Okay.
Will they have the defense, though, that we're talking about? Because if we were going to have an item check right into our screens right now,
ADM flashbacks.
Yeah.
The Lord is marching down the other side of the lane.
Other side of the lane is like
as we take a brief
defending, yeah. If you could just narrate further on what just might happen. Let's check on the defense. ADM has Dominance Ice, has a Thunderbelt. Shima has the Brute Force, Athena Shield, and most of them, we have the magic and purely damage. So they can rely on 2 members. But will that be enough? I'm just catching my breath here. Will that be enough, though? Using the Deadly Catch for a knock-up, yes. But that could be just an they're just going to wait for Team Mongolia to just make the first move.
It's more, yeah.
With that kind of burst?
Way, yeah. That's the thing. Like, they could make the first move, but I would say that Cambodia, despite them getting prepped up for this defense, you know, having to defend against this Lord marching into their top lane, they still actually have the capability to win this fight. And that's all on the lines of if ATM decides to go ahead and utilize the flicker, utilize the final slash, displace the team, you know, from Mongolia, displace them, putting them in their base or something, you know, something along the lines of that. It's all a possibility. Right, and then the same thing can be said for D7. If D7, we saw this, you know, last time where he tried to come through the back end, the angle here, right? He tried to go through the back angle into the team when they were trying to defend, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. He got deleted, right? So that's exactly what I was talking about. The final slash.
Wow.
Gonna find Bebex.
Good
That's
catch.
right on target from ATM. And this should be a successful defense. A Winter Truncheon popped as well from CCAT to stop that shadow kill. And there you go. That's a rather successful defense from Cambodia. Yes, they lost the top turret, but they did not end the game there.
Yeah, they still have wave clear power. You know, all items locked in for Fury. You can handle it so well. So this is like the win that they're trying to build. Buying more time, getting more resources out, might end up getting this Lord for themselves to gain a push, because only 2 first-tier turrets has been taken inside of Mongolia. That's the top and that's the bottom. So if they want to have this problem solved, might as well take on with the push problem. Look at that, just poking through. So we're now in the late game. This is where the Navaria shines. This is where Forbid can actually keep on poking everybody out on the side of Cambodia with the perfect landing of all those Astral recalls and Astral, synergy to work you through Mongolia. They might just keep on forcing Cambodia out of the base, but the good thing is they have good wave clear, they have the discipline still, and we're coming back for a pause.
All right. All right. We can, again, this 19.5-minute mark, right? You saw, and when we got a chance to pretty much talk about this previously, right, they initiated the way we thought. ATM went in with the final slash, he got Bebix, and they automatically got that numbers advantage to work through. So at this point in the game, when you're just kind of like waiting for the next Lord to come up, do you think, let me just ask you this. Let me just ask you a
2
question.
minutes.
Let me just
for that
trivia
Lord.
you.
Okay.
Do you go ahead and decide that it's better to stay in base because we have great defense, you know, with the Deadliest Catch, with the RWM? Or are we in a position, if you're Cambodia, to go and actually contest the Lord and not give it up?
I say contest. He had a catch onto that Leslie, man. Completely getting him off guard. Imagine in a state that you have the Eve, you have control. You have control over the slow with RWM. As we say over and over again, it is a complete way of having a quicksand right into the enemy territory. And with just how the Arlot moves around the map, breaking momentum, breaking those kinds of team fights, I say they have more edge with that. I say go for it and just live through and just climb back up in the game.
Well, we're going to find out as we jump back into the game. Again, 19.5 minutes. We still got 40 seconds or so for the Lord to come up, right? That's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. And as they work through this, Immortality is also coming online here for both teams to work through. Okay, they're going to spot out D7, ATM, final slash, defensively, trying to stay into the game here. He is quite tanky, but is he tanky enough?
Oh, no.
D7 going to get taken out from Forbid. And now ATM will fall too. Aizen going to flicker in, get the stun. Chama has to use the Deadliest Cast. Shadow Kill going to come through. He does have the Immortality. Not going to be enough, though, as he's focused down even further. One hit away. Winter Truncheon to buy some time, but will get taken down by Bebex. And now it's only 2, Fury and CCAT, left to defend. Mongolia left to the choice. Do we take the Lord or just march in the base? They got to clear out the mid, though.
We were just talking about that few seconds ago on how Cambodia would actually bounce back if the Lord will now be present. They were out of the base, and how Mongolia rotated was just too deadly. CCAT out, though.
Well, here it is. CCAT's already down. This is looking dire. And in that, it's Mongolia that will take the victory again and head on to the grand finals versus the Philippines.
A match that we've been waiting for. The match in the grand finals. Mongolia was pushed to the lower bracket. Now they just climb back up to meet the Philippines once again and settle this in the best of 5.
Deja vu, right? They're going back to the grand finals. Welcome back to the grand finals, Mongolia. You know, take 2. But no, jokes aside here, again, we appreciate everybody being patient with us, and as we get things sorted out, getting ready for the grand finals here, it's definitely going to be a great match, right? Hopefully, they all get to go through that best of 5 as smooth as possible. And the thing is you're seeing it, right? Even with some of these, you know, the breaks that are needed